it just sucks. But like hacking won't get any better. Ricochet has banned a bunch of people, but you ban 100,000, like 200,000 spawn up. Just think about that.
I don't like to be a downer all the time with it, but I think it is just a harsh reality. I mean, it's always going to be there. But is like Ricochet really being all that effective compared to other anti-cheats? Because I never hear of hacking as much. Maybe I wasn't really paying as much attention to it, but I just feel like with this COD, this has been a real issue people have been talking about all the time.
They need to be harsh with this. You hack, your PC or console's locked out.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You have to buy a brand new one. I don't know how they do that, but that would be awesome if like Activision caught you cheating and they sent like a virus straight to your PC and it just like destroyed it.
I love that idea. It's insane. It brings a point like people need to be held accountable. They do stupid stuff. Those people all know they're doing something wrong that they shouldn't be doing. They all know that. So you need to pay a price. But again, they just get banned and they're like, oh, I don't care. I'm just going to go and do this.
Welcome everyone to episode 181 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great. Yeah, man. It's been a day for sure. I was just saying before we started that the weather today, bro, since we're doing our daily or weekly weather report, shall I say, it's just been so humid today. It was awful. Like, bro, I was out today doing some like little yard work because we got these like it's I don't even know. It's like this nice plant that's right at our front door. But the thing is, we have this like we've got a railing, and then all the vines come up there, and they started to make their way towards the door. So I was like, yeah, I gotta chop that down.
You gotta chop that.
And I was out there for like, I was like out, doing some weeding and just trimming. And it was like 12 o'clock, and it's nice and sunny. And then a couple of raindrops. I'm like, feels nice. And then it just downpoured. And I took all the stuff that I had. Threw it over in my driveway. I'm like, I'll grab that later. I was like, I gotta get inside. And then I go back out after it stops, and then it just kept downpouring, then sunny. Yeah, it was a trip. So I don't envy those people who live in countries where it's like 99% humidity all the time. Because God bless them. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. I'm glad that I don't need to be outside like working at all. Dude, if I was a construction worker, and I'm not built for any of that, dude. Or like carpenter or like a roofer or anything. Like,
dude, it's days like that where you appreciate those people.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's those days where I'm like, this is why I could never do this. I just be complaining just all the time about it.
Yeah, I would too, man. I think like you must get used to it though, right? Like you just have to after a while. You're just like, it is what it is. Like if there are people who are carpenters and they heard us say that, they're like, that's just part of the gig, Yeah. But I'm like, I get that, but bro, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, like honestly, they probably look forward to the nicer, even when it's hot out, like the summer days, just because it's warm. Like they'd much rather work when it's like just super hot out and humid rather than in the cold.
Yeah, no, exactly. Being out there, like just doing your job, and it's 7 a.m. and it's freezing cold. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
dude. It's funny. I mean, there's where I'm at. Like, they're doing so much construction, like just all around the whole city. I don't know where this money came from, but all of a sudden they have it. So they're just remodeling all of Lowell, and I think it was like, what was it? It was Sunday morning. I woke up. And I just couldn't really go back to bed. And it was like 6 a.m. I was like, I can't. I don't know. I'm just not that tired. I'm like, I'll go for a walk. And I go out there and I'm like walking around. It's probably like 6:30. And then I see there are these guys who are like getting ready, like construction guys getting ready to go to work. And like they're all out there sitting, having coffee and stuff. I'm like, dude, that's kind of dope, but that's also kind of ass. Like,
right. Like you're just waking up and these guys are already just waiting, ready to go.
Yeah. It wasn't Sunday. It was Monday morning, 2 days ago. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, bro, that is like, there's probably some camaraderie there. They're like, they're all there just bullshitting. But I'm like, dude, this early? Like, I'm like, dude, I'm out here by choice, bro. Like,
right. I mean, dude, some people aren't built for that. Me. And then there are other people that aren't built for like the office life. It's just completely different worlds. Like, Yeah,
No,
no, there's
I find it interesting how some people can like we're all just wired differently. Some people probably love that stuff and they're like, "Oh
mhm,
yeah, bro, it's great." Like no one's out here yelling at us or whatever. Like,
mhm.
we got a job to do. We got all the time, etc. Um, but for me, I'm right with you. I'm like, brother, miss me with that job. Like,
Yeah, yeah. You're like I
you know.
before we jump into COD, I have a friend that like every morning I wake up around like 6:30, 7 o'clock, get ready for
Mhm.
work. And then I have a friend that will like send me a Snapchat and he's like already at work. Like he's already like in the city.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, hell no. Like it's 6:30, so that means you probably have to wake up like an hour before,
Right.
well before me just to get in there. Yeah, no. No shot.
And the people who have to commute like 45 minutes or an hour
Yeah.
to work and work starts at
Mhm.
7:30 or something like that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah. No thanks.
Miss me with that. But otherwise though, bro, I've been doing great. I didn't tell
Mhm.
you too. Wait, talking about gaming, um I had to buy a new headset.
Oh, what happened?
It was like, well, the little like muff thing, like the ear thing on the side,
Mhm.
um like it's come off again.
Mhm.
And then when I've been playing a lot, like I was playing a bit this morning, there's like static that comes in
Oh.
every like 30 seconds or so. It's not that bad,
Mhm.
you know, but it's just kind of like it cuts in and out every once in a while and it pisses me off.
Mhm.
Um and I just this morning I was like, "Man, I'm over this. Like this thing's pissing
Yeah.
me off.
Yeah.
I don't want to be dealing with this." I'm like, I still play games, of course. Like it's not that big of a deal. But I was talking myself through it. I'm like, I've had this headset for a while. I'm like, let's go see what Astro has.
Mhm.
Shout out Astro. And they got good stuff. I got the A30
Mhm.
wireless, and I think they have it on sale right now. It used to be like 180. I think it's like 140, 150, something like that.
Mhm.
So it's not too bad.
Is
Because
is it the A20s?
no, it's the A. I pulled it up right
Is
here.
it
It's
new?
the A30 wireless.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the A30,
Our
it's
version upgraded.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because again, we have the A20s for people wondering.
Mhm.
Um, and
An
yeah, it's
old headset.
108, so 170 is what
Mhm.
it is right now. The A20s, I was thinking about getting them um at 120 just because they did like a little redesign on it. It looks nice.
Mhm.
Um, but then I looked some people up talking about the A30s, and they were like totally hyping them up. They were saying they're really good.
Mhm.
Still like below the wired ones, like those ones were the A50s, I think.
The A40s.
Yeah, A40s or something
A40s
like
here.
that.
A50s are like the top end, like wireless.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the A50X and the A50
Yeah.
wireless, and then yeah, your
A40s are like
A40s.
the yeah. A40s are old, but like
Well,
everyone
they're
uses
sold
them.
out too.
Yeah, everyone uses
Yeah,
them because
with the mix amp.
yeah, like wired headsets are technically they're just better. Anything wired is better, but we don't
Yeah,
need that wire.
well, dude, I'm like that too, and obviously you are. I get annoyed when I've got my controller plugged in, and then I've got like other stuff charging, and it's just kind of laying on the floor like while I'm gaming. Like I
Yeah.
hate that. I don't want to have
Mhm.
another one of my ports on my PlayStation just constantly filled up in order to
Mhm.
use my headset. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've thought about getting the A40s,
Hmm.
uh, but like I already got enough wires running around. Like I'm not like a pro or trying to be a pro or anything. Yeah, like we play competitive, but like it's just I don't need another wire.
Yeah, that level is not going to all of a sudden get us from like diamond up into the top 250.
Yeah,
Like
it
bro,
doesn't
it
matter.
it,
Yeah.
it ain't the headset that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There's some people out there who probably think it is and you're tweaking.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, the headset can only take you so far, and also too, like most headsets nowadays, they all work fine unless you're buying like a $10 headset, But
well,
like,
dude, do you
yeah,
remember those headsets that came with they came with the PlayStation 4? Those little
yeah, yeah, yeah. The little
in-ear
earpiece,
ones?
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
that's like low key an abomination.
yeah. Oh, and like the PS3 days, I didn't even have a headset for a while. Like I used a little like Bluetooth. like receiver thing, and that's
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
heard.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
how the hell did I even talk to people with that?
Bro, the quality on that mic. I mean, I don't even remember because, dude, I had Turtle Beaches when we were playing on MW3, and I still
Mhm.
sounded like shit. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, dude, it didn't matter if you had a nice headset or like you just had the little USB or the like
Yeah,
little
yeah.
wireless Bluetooth one. You know, they were all just kind
Mhm.
of average.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I've been good though. How about yourself? You've been doing some stuff, bro. You've been doing
I've been
some
doing
stuff
a
the last
lot.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I've so I'm in a new area.
Hmm.
Same I'm in the house. This
Yeah.
is gonna be I'm not gonna show too much. This is well actually there's not really that much else to see, but this will be the room where the setup's in. It's a mess. Absolute like you can't see the ground right now. I'm not gonna show you because it's just shambles.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, that's where the podcast is gonna be, the setup's gonna be, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this episode is a little echoey on my end. Apologies, but I just don't have shit in here.
Right, right.
For,
It's just
you
a
know.
dead room.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing that. My car ventures are over. I bought a car, dude.
Hmm.
Sent you a picture
Congrats
of
in
it.
person.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like I've been busy and
Oh
I want
yeah,
to
bro.
get this setup done, but I just drastically underestimate how long this stuff will take to get done because I have to tear up my whole setup apart from my parents'
Right.
house and move it all the way over here. And I did a good job like labeling everything, so it's fine taking it apart, but just setting it up's taking forever. Like cables everywhere.
Right.
So
Yeah, dude. That's got to be the part that just sucks. Once you have it all there, you got to put it all
yeah,
back together. You
yeah, that
know.
part sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst. The like right now, I have my desk together. That's it. Like I got the
Hmm.
legs on and the tabletop on. That's it.
No drawers.
The like I I took all the drawers out and stuff. Like I need to move them and put everything on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a mess right now.
A
And
lot to do.
yeah, and I'm just trying to do little by little after work. Uh, and then I realized, okay, an hour is not enough time to like do anything. Like it's just little by little, but I just want to get it all done quick.
Well, and then also too, I'm sure when you're done with work, it's like you may not always be in the mood to
Oh
start.
yeah,
Like,
no,
okay, I have to go tackle this massive project here.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
nothing's. I don't know. Maybe some people like cable management. It's just boring. Like I just don't want to do it.
There's people who are like, it's like a little puzzle. No, it ain't.
Yeah, like I just want my setup to be done. Uh, I could just plug everything in and just have all my cables on the ground, but no,
Hmm.
I'm not an animal like some of
No,
you.
no.
Yeah, I don't know how people have setups and just have cables everywhere, like just tangled up and shit. When you move, it's awful trying to go through that. But you know, some people don't, you know, they just need a monitor on top of a box and like an outlet. Like they don't need anything else, you know.
Yeah, I feel like as we've gotten older, I've cared more and more about the setup, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because it's kind of like a ritual to go sit down and game for
Mm-hmm.
me, you know. So I want like a nice space, and if I see a bunch of like random clutter of wires or my feet are touching wires, yeah, I couldn't stand that. It would
Mm-hmm.
drive me nuts,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
I'm just trying to get everything done little by little. I'm hoping at least by the end of the weekend I have the setup sort of done,
Yeah.
or at least you know, if I just dedicate a whole day, I'll be good.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it'll take time for sure. Like you said, if you have a whole day, just like with your Call of Duty double XP time, if you just get one day, bro, that's all you
Yeah, yeah,
need,
I'm good. Yeah,
and then yeah, and then you'll
exactly.
be all set. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude. Like speaking anyway, which of the new season? I mean, dude, we've been grinding out the new season here. I
Mhm.
hope other people have too, bro. We got blessed with that double XP.
Yeah.
Mm, it was
That
a good.
that was nice.
That was
Uh
much needed, bro.
yeah, I my goal was okay, this is perfect. get a little good head start for myself because I'm still, still trying to get into everything. I almost got my 50 levels. I basically did a prestige in my eyes.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to do. I'm like, all right, that's a good head start. I want to say like 50 days left of the battle pass at this point. So like it's still the beginning, obviously, when we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm chilling.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
chilling.
It's the best when
Yeah.
you get that head start and you're just that you have it in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can just kind of sit back and maybe, like you said, do your other stuff that you got to do. And you're not thinking about COD. You're like, dude, I just did like 50 levels.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't have this double XP, that would have taken forever.
Yeah, exactly. That I don't know. That's probably a good maybe 2 weeks of just us like casually playing. Like maybe not going that hard on the weekends, But yeah, it buys me some time. It gives me time to go and get this stuff done.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. Yeah, they had the like standard double XP time, I think, right when the season launches, and then I was pissed, bro, because I played Monday after I got back from my walk there. I was like, oh, let me see if maybe they'll like stop it at 12. No, dude, they stopped that shit at like honestly like 9:30. I was like, these fuckers, dude.
Yeah.
They turned it. I was like, come on, give me till 12 at the least. I'm like, dude, that's 4 hours. I'm like, bro, you know how many levels that is? But yeah, they stopped. I'm in the same boat. I think right now I'm like 946 or something like that. 947. So I almost got 2 prestiges out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm same thing. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a better start. What'd you think about the map so far?
I like the new maps. All the new maps are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't remember the names of them, to be honest. Oh, it was yeah. So I played Cell Ship, a lot of Cell Ship. That's just a colorful Borderlands-esque shipment, which I like. Again, I love the bright colored maps, so that's a lot of fun. What other ones were there? I don't even remember the names.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember right now. I mean, bro, we sound like absolute morons because I don't even remember like there's the obviously Cell Ship is the one, and then there's the other one that looks like it's a like kind of Borderlands-esque map, where it's got that whole like area in the middle there. I got the maps right now. Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yard's a really good map. It's in the same style as I think it is, right? As Cell Ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same kind of like cell shading Borderlands thing. And then the other one that I really didn't play that much of was Bait. And then the last one is the variation on Rust, which is the Tune Oxide.
Yeah,
Dude,
that one.
bro, when I'm sure when you were getting Tune Oxide in Rust, I back out.
Yeah.
I'm so over Rust, dude. I think I'll say it, dude. I really think Rust, in my opinion, I think Rust is so overrated. Like as a 6v6 map, I think it's just so overrated.
Yeah, Rust. Oh, especially the way that we play Rust, because it's in the small map, like Mosh Pit, and it is a small map, but there's just something about Rust compared to the other ones. It's just annoying in that. It's probably because it's elevation in the map. Because all the other small maps, it's just there is no elevation. It's just one floor, just straight up gunfights. And in Rust, it's not one floor. It's like multiple tiers.
Yeah, and that whole like middle building that they've got going on, like you can obviously go to the top of it, but then there's that middle level where you can finesse so hard in there. And if you've got spawns, like where that back cell tower is?
Yeah, underneath where the pipes are. Yeah, you're just
dude,
playing a decent team, you're stuck.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of games where the team that I was with, they knew what they were doing, and we just put people in a blender there. And I felt so bad for them because I'm like, dude, the game just is not gonna throw you a bone here. They're gonna keep you here forever and ever. And then they all left. And then that's how we won, just by forfeit. And I don't blame them. But yeah, that's the only, I wouldn't really say it's like a bad map in the season, but it's just one that I don't really care that much about because I don't particularly like Rust. in the 6v6 setting that we're always playing in on the small maps. So this is just like, okay, here's another version of Rust. I'd rather do shipment.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm I'm sick and tired of the fucking small mosh pit. Like
I am too, bro.
I'm fucking tired of it. Like
Yeah.
there are so many times when I was playing during double XP, I'm like, I just want to go play control. Like yeah, I'm gonna get less XP, but man, at least I get to move around the map and just think a little bit.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just nonsense in the small mosh pit because everyone's
Yeah.
doing the same thing too. Like they're just leveling up weapons or trying to level up. You just
Right.
run, die, run, die, run, and die, and you just do that for a couple hours straight. Like,
Yeah, you have a couple of games where you pop off, and then a couple of games where you're getting cooked,
mm-hmm.
and it is it's definitely the most mentally taxed I've been, like
Yeah,
on a Call of Duty. I think probably ever. Like just being in that mosh pit for 6 to 8 hours,
yeah.
like it'll change a man for sure.
Yeah, it's just the same fucking maps over and over and over. And it's so funny because yeah, Control is the same maps over and over. But I don't know. There's something about playing an objective game mode on obviously normal size maps, and you have to think a little bit more.
Yeah.
The small maps, it doesn't even matter if you're playing the objective. They're just so small that when you spawn up, you can just run straight to the point and most likely kill the person that killed you.
Yeah, there's no thought going in,
Yeah.
and there's no variety. Like you could play, 2 or 3 games of Afghan Control, and you're gonna get 2 or 3 different games, like how they play out. Um, Whereas if you play Domination on Cell Ship, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be the same thing every time. It's
Mhm.
gonna be a complete blowout, or it's gonna be like a relatively average game.
Mhm.
I just, yeah, I'm with you. I don't find those like any of the game modes. They have kill confirm, dom, and hardpoint, domination and hardpoint on those maps. Yeah, they're so boring because no one even bothers with them. I was definitely leaving that playlist after like a couple hours or whenever I needed it, and then I would jump into Control. I was like,
Mhm.
let me go play 3 or 4 games. Let me use an AR.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
you know, Let me actually think for a second. I'm like, okay, I got to look at spawns.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely tough being in it all the time, but
Yeah.
it's the best way to level up, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best way to level up completely, especially
Yeah.
during double XP too. It just it makes the most sense.
Yeah, now they did have, I think in the small map mosh pit, they did throw Yard in there.
Yeah.
Um, which, man, that's a great map. Like I really, really love that map. It is small, but it's not, I would say it's like the other one. They have it it's coming out later in the season, Ink House.
Mhm.
Is that Shoot House, that map, or Shoot House is the one with all like
It
the wood everywhere?
yeah. I think it's a variation of Shoot House. Yeah.
It's Stash House.
Oh, Stash House.
I think that's it.
Oh, Stash House. Okay. Stash House is different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stash
yeah.
House is the one with like, I mean, it's got the hot tub like in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
back
yeah, yeah.
corner there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about that size, I would say. Like maybe a little bit bigger. Yard is compared to Stash House, but I mean, I think Yard is such a great map. I like the colors on it. Again, I like
Mhm.
that Borderlands kind of style that they've all of a sudden gone with.
Mhm.
Um, and there's different elevation points in it too. Like some of the spawns are like really low to the ground, and then the main area is like a lot higher up. And it's
Yeah.
got that little middle section there with like that, I don't even know, that like dome
Don't
kind of an
yeah.
area. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a really well designed map.
Yeah, again like Sledgehammer's done a really good job this year with the new maps. Like I like all the maps that they've added. Granted, yeah, like they're just sort of reskinning like a couple like Shipment and Rust, but at this point they do it in every COD. So, but I mean, I think they did it in a good way. I like Cell Ship. It's bright. It's colorful.
Yeah,
It makes it a little bit better to play on.
it reminds me of BO4 and like
Yeah.
BO3.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which I think they should just go to that color palette. I like that
Yeah,
anyway.
just bright colors. Like who
Ye-
cares? Because I mean, dude, we have freaking like Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley running around just taking down people.
Yeah, so why bother trying to stick with like, oh, we got to keep it serious and everything?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
bro, come on.
It doesn't
Let's
matter.
let's go play on like the Candyland map.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if there's good spots, like I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But they had those, and then the other map that they didn't throw in there into the playlist because it is bigger is Bait.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about you, but I played Bait just a couple of times,
Yeah.
probably like 4 times. I need to play that map more. I did not like it
Oh,
at
really?
first.
I
No,
like it.
at first I didn't like
Yeah.
it. I did well on it, but I just
Mhm.
I could not get into a flow on it. Yeah, I mean, you talk about it more because I gotta like I said, I gotta figure that map out.
Yeah. I liked Bait a lot. I mean, I played it definitely under 10 times, but I'd say probably like 7 or 8 times. I enjoyed it. I like, again, that's like the theme of Sledgehammer maps right now. Like they're just doing a good job with all these maps they're adding. Um, it's funny because that's how I felt about Incline when they added that map, because I just couldn't get a grasp of that map and like how it worked. But then eventually it clicked and I played it enough. Um, you just need to get more reps on it, and then it all works out. But I really like Bait. Bait's a fun map. That map
Yeah,
could have worked in competitive, which is
yeah.
funny. I think a lot of these new maps that they've added, it could have been a brand new map set in competitive.
Isn't that always the sad part?
Yeah.
They like put all this time into these really good maps, and like the competitive players, they'll complain about the maps in the beginning. But then if they only knew what they put out later on, if they started with that, like,
Mhm.
dude, it could have been so good.
Yeah, instead of the remastered MW2 maps over and over again. Like you and I called this. Like, yeah, it was exciting, but we knew it was going to wear off very fast,
Hmm.
and it did. So like, it's just What we had, Rio, really good map, 6-star. They added that. They added. There's another new map they added.
I'm trying to think what it was. Was it a competitive map?
Yeah. Or
I'm
was it just
trying.
Rio and 6-star? It might have just been that, and they tested like a couple other ones.
It may have been those. I'm
No,
trying
it
to
was
even think of.
definitely Rio and 6-star. Rio, 6-star is the one with the water, the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, after that, like the other ones that they had added was like we had was it Tokyo is the other one, like that's all later on, like they didn't do
yeah.
competitive on that.
Rio and 6-star came out in the same season, I believe, and they were the only new maps that were added into the
um
competitive.
what about was it did they play on Vista?
Oh yeah. Vista,
Yeah,
yeah,
Vista was in there
yeah.
as well.
So
um
three
we had
competitive maps.
Vista, we had 6-star. I'm looking through any of these. Yeah, and then after that I don't think we had any. Mercado, but that was in last year's.
Yeah.
um yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I totally forgot about that one there.
Yeah.
I forgot about Vista. But
See, dude, that's three. When they added that 3 new maps, it was exciting.
right.
They could have added all these other new maps, and it would have been a whole new map set, and it would have
Yeah.
been somewhat different.
Dude, you go through the list of these and that's season 1. Like season 1 was Meet, Greece, Rio, and then
Mhm.
like training facility. I don't even remember that one. And then season 2 is Departure, Stash House, Vista.
Mhm.
It's like, dude, all those maps are so good.
Yeah,
Like, dude, they could have started and the season could have looked way different. People would have been, I think they would have been a lot more excited, you know?
yeah. Those were maps designed for this game. It
Yeah.
would, it would have just been a lot better, but those days are over for MW3 anyways, because these guys they're probably just chilling. They're probably happy now, just
Yeah,
well
right.
actually no, they're a lot of them are scrimming. They're still scrimming for EWC.
Yeah, which, dude, I'm so excited for this. Like,
Mhm.
I have no idea what to expect.
I don't either, but it's pool play, which I like, but then it's single elim, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
that is
That
crazy.
every game is very, very big. So
Yeah.
that'll be exciting. But honestly, with single elim though, there could be some insane upsets. I'm not gonna hold like anything to this because there could be like uh I don't know, like Legion. They come out and knock out like Optic, who just won champs,
Right.
just
Right.
because it was one series, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, all 12 CDL teams are actually participating. I was wrong about the 4. I thought the other ones weren't allowed to come in, but
Right.
you know. But yeah, no, it'll be good. And then yeah, we get to see some new rosters. I want to see how Boston's roster does and like against, you know, the other 11 teams.
Yeah, so they put out the groups for each of them. So it's group A through D, so A, B, C, D, and Boston's in group C. Which I guess that's just going to be where they end up starting, and then they're just going to
Yeah.
like, the way it works. But in group C, dude, I don't know. This could be a tough one for Breach. I mean, it's gonna be a good test. So they got the Breach, then they've got Toronto, and then they've got Heretics, and then they've got the Stallions,
Yeah.
which is like FaZe Black or Zuma's team.
Yeah.
That's a pretty stacked group. But
Yeah.
I could see them doing some upsets though.
Yeah. If it's gonna work the same exact way that I'm expecting pool play to work, is each team plays each other once. Top 2 teams in the pool make it into the bracket, and then the
Yeah.
other 2 teams are eliminated.
Right.
So let's hope that Boston isn't one of those 2 teams eliminated, and let's hope that they don't lose to the Stallions because they are an amateur team technically. So, but obviously, like these amateur, they're like a top amateur team, so
Yeah.
it can
And
happen.
I can't remember too on that team because I don't remember who's on there, but are there any amateurs that are on the Stallions, or is it all like
No, it's
former
former
pros?
pros. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there you go. It's like you're
So
basically playing a pro team,
yeah, you are. So
that got relegated down to the AMs.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, I don't know if we talked about it last week, but like Breach, I mean, they obviously had dropped everybody, and then they ended up adding in for this EWC roster. They have Snoopy, Awakening, Purge, and then Cammy, right?
yeah,
That's going to be their 4. Um, Now, a lot of teams too have been announcing their EWC rosters, and I think I saw Jacob Hale talk about this. He's like, this has kind of thrown a wrench for a lot of the roster mania stuff. And he's right, because
mhm,
we see this Boston team, and I'm like, I don't really know like how to feel about that team.
mhm.
Again, we'll have to see them play. Um, but I'm also like, man, we went from getting all these insane players to then, getting like, a team that honestly I don't think really is as great just on paper.
Yeah,
Um, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stick with that team. It's like we're going
yeah.
to use this team just for EWC, and if they do really good or they do a fine job, then they may keep them. But who
Mhm.
knows?
See, that's the other thing too, though. Like EWC, it's even if they make it out of pool play, it's single limb. So, like, are we gonna base this team off of one series like completely? I
Right?
so you know, but it does throw a wrench into roster mania because I feel like they're roster mania. You know, there's always a hype around what player is going to what team. On top of that, the new game's going to be coming out soon. Like all this stuff's coming at once. Now it's like, okay, champs is over. Let's go create some teams, and now we have another champs.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, who knows? But that's just awkward. You know what I mean? Like, we know for sure that like Optic's not going to switch,
Yeah.
but like, so I don't know. It also kills the hype of COD champs, in my opinion. Obviously, EWC isn't like associated with the CDL or anything, but it's like we just had COD champs, arguably one of the best COD champs that we've had. Definitely the best COD champs we've had in the CDL
Yeah.
era. And then now we have a short break, new teams, and now one more big championship.
Yeah. It's nice in the sense that we get to watch more Call of Duty because we can't complain about that. But I'm right there with you because it's like we just had this super climactic moment, and then they're like, Oh, but wait, we still got this other thing too, and like
Mhm.
again, the roster's gonna be weird. Like, uh, I don't even know what the 100 Thieves team is.
Mhm.
Just because today, as we're doing this, I saw that Nasty is he's a free agent. Um, and I'm like, man, is he playing in this? Like, is he a free agent right now? And it's like, oh yeah, he was gonna be on the team, but he's not anymore. I'm not all up to date on these rosters, but
Mhm.
in that point, you're right. It does make this really awkward where they're playing with these guys and then they may just end up dropping them, or they like with Boston, they picked up these guys to go and like, hey, we're going to go have you represent Boston for EWC. And then like with
We
all
might
the other
drop all
pro
these
teams. Yeah. And then
after,
exactly.
yeah.
And then when Black Ops 6 comes, they're like, oh yeah, we're all set,
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. I mean, it's the first year that it's happening, right? So it's gonna be weird, but it's so weird because it's such a big tournament in terms of like prize pool. It is like another COD champs. So
Right.
the Esports World Cup. But how much does this hold? How much does this hold as an accolade? Because like if Optic goes in, right, and they just get knocked out after one series, like I'm not going to hold anything against that. It's like you showed up for one series and it didn't work out.
Right.
It's single limb,
Yeah.
like, and then on top of that too, it's like I'm sure if that happened and everyone on Twitter X is going to be like, "Oh my god, the former champs or the current champs, they just lost already," right? And then the World Cup's over, and then we're back into roster media. Like that hype is gone.
Yeah.
There's no like drama, no comeback. But if that happened to Optic, I don't think they care because they won COD champs. Like, like
Right. I don't know what kind of weight this really holds. I
yeah,
saw I can't remember who it was. I think it was somebody on the flank that was talking about it. They were trying to make the comparison of the Esports World Cup to the X Games back in the day where people had that. Like I think was it well Nate, isn't Nate he has a
yeah,
gold medal and so does Scump.
mhm,
It's like that was something that like it was a big tournament. It's not the same as COD champs, but it is something that's really cool. Like they can say that they are,
yeah,
X Games gold medalists.
mhm,
And I'd assume too, it's like these people are going to be like, oh yeah, they placed first place in the World Cup of
yeah,
esports. Um, but they say they're going to be doing this for a long time. Like I'd
mhm,
imagine they're probably going to try to do this yearly, depending on how this one goes. Uh, so I don't really know, but I
yeah,
wouldn't put that much stock in it because like if Optic again, if they go out and they totally bomb out, you're right. Like, what are they going to base it off? Oh, they showed up one day and
yeah,
didn't play well, but they also are world champs when it really mattered in the
yeah, yeah.
CDL. So
Like it's cool that they're doing this and it's going to be the future of it. But I think it's just a placing like the time of it. Like, because
yeah,
X Games was before COD Champs, so it's like another major event, and then you have COD Champs. But the other thing too, it kind of reminds me of soccer or football for anybody outside of America. I'm calling it soccer,
you had to say
but
food, not football. You say
yeah,
football,
yeah,
like we learned
and
in Spanish class.
I don't follow it at all. But there's a bunch of different leagues. Like there's a Premier League. There's I think two other big leagues, and the players just jump from league to league, which I find that's just very strange to me. It's like having another Call of Duty league, or and with the same players, but now it's off season. Now this league starts, and this player goes to this team, and they rep that team. It's just
Yeah,
really weird.
there's the CDL, and then like CDL ends, and then it's like, oh well, the MLG just started up, so
Yeah,
now they're
yeah,
gonna go and play in the
yeah,
MLG. It's
yeah.
like,
That's why I
uh,
don't follow soccer. I just think it's really confusing. I'm sure if you actually sit down and look at it, it isn't that bad. But that's how I feel about this Esports World Cup thing. It's strange. It's odd. But again, it is a first year. So I mean, I can't really expect anything.
yeah,
Um, I think a cool storyline would be if Optic wins this whole thing again. And now they're the first ever Esports World Cup champions. They just won COD champs. That's a fat payout for all those guys. Uh, but if any other team wins, it's like, I mean, that's great for the players and like the org, but It's different. So
Yeah,
Boston, they qualified technically for another champs.
Yeah, right. And
This is a
I think
chance.
the payout's what, 1.8? Isn't that the that's the total amount of money that they're
Yeah.
giving out the
For
prize pool?
first place is 800. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get what, 800,000 if you win. Yeah, 200K a piece.
Yeah.
Bro. I
Right.
saw Fred talking about that. He's like, boys, if we win this, it's like a 600K month.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect with it. But it's gonna be a good showing, that's for sure. I don't think the CDL has anything to do with it, right?
No, this is again, this is why I was saying like it's weird. It's completely separate. It's like a
So
whole nother league.
so this
It's
is what I'm excited about for this, like the main thing, because this is held in Saudi Arabia. It's at Riyadh, I believe.
Mhm.
Um, and obviously, like out in the Middle East, they've got tons of money. So I'm really curious to see how this looks. Like, I
Yeah.
want to see, like, dude, if this venue and like everything that they have going on with it, I hope to God that this is the most mind-blowing thing ever where I'm like, bro, is this even video games? Like, what are we talking about?
Mhm.
This looks like a Super Bowl thing, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
that mind blown.
Yeah, I want the setup to be insane. So then the CDL looks at it and it's like, okay, we're doing something wrong. Like we can improve way, way more.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see if it's gonna be streamed on Twitch or YouTube. And also I'm interested to see like the audience that goes there. Cause I can't imagine that there's a lot of Call of Duty fans out in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I mean, there's probably like a decent amount, but obviously the CDL is just all the majors are based in the US, I mean, I hope it's like you know, it's a packed venue.
Yeah, I hope so too. I really don't know. I don't know what to expect with it regarding the crowds. I'd assume too, like there's probably gonna be plenty of people who, uh, bite the bullet and get that ticket to go out there and stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, all those questions are good. I just don't know what's gonna happen with it. I wonder if it's gonna be like I don't know what the venue is. They may have probably put that out already, but just like the whole spectacle in itself, and the production level, I'm really curious to what that looks like. And again, like what that crowd looks like if it's going to be absolutely insane. Like imagine if it was like a Gillette Stadium type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't
You
be
know?
surprised if that could be their cheap venue,
Yeah,
like where they throw the small little like esports stuff.
yeah. Can
Because
you imagine? It's
they just
just
have so much money.
50, 60,000 people,
Yeah.
and they're just in the middle there and they all have walkouts and like
Oh yeah.
fireworks are shooting up. I mean, dude,
Yeah. Like they have a whole like CS:GO, Valorant, like tournament esque thing.
yeah,
That'd be crazy. I mean, this
yeah.
is going to be an insane experience for like all the orgs, all the players, everyone that gets to go there. I mean, I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
jealous too.
wonder. I want to. I wonder how many fans from the U.S. are going to go. Like the Green Wall is strong, so I wonder how much of the Green Wall is going to fly all the way to Saudi and go there because you're going to need mad cash, like
Yeah, I was gonna
a
say, I'm like,
ton of
bro,
money.
it's like, dude, I love the breach. I don't know if it's in the cards for me if to go out to Saudi Arabia to watch the boys play.
Yeah,
I'm like, guys,
that would be
I'll be cheering you
financially
on from my house.
that'd be financially irresponsible by us because then we wouldn't be able to afford the next major.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'd be absolutely spent. I can't even imagine what a hotel for a night there would be.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and
bro,
like the flight there alone is going to be like that's going to be the most expensive part. But yeah, it's
dude, I low key, I'm just gonna like as we're doing this, I'm curious. I just had to look up. I was curious what a flight, one stop flight from here to or from out of Boston to Riyadh is, bro. Do you know how much? You want to take a
like
guess?
3 grand.
No, it's not that much.
Okay. Or like two.
Well, actually, hold on, because I want to see if this is okay. Round trip.
Yeah.
If you do like, was it Etihad?
Hmm.
That Is that how you pronounce that? That airline, Etihad or Etihad? I don't know. Round trip is 1459.
Okay.
That's not too bad. But then there's other ones here too. Yeah, 2400,
Mm.
25, somewhere around. Yeah.
Yeah, so cheapest one's 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cheapest one's
yeah,
$1,500 just for the freaking flight.
yeah, yeah,
Like, dude, that's
yeah.
man, that's unreal.
And those guys are. I mean, I'm assuming all the players and the teams are gonna go and make it, a trip. They're gonna be there for a couple days, I'd imagine.
Oh,
But
I
man, if
hope
you're a
so,
fan going, that's like, man, I praise you. You're like you're a
dude.
huge fan. Just
They should
going
put you up
for.
on a pedestal.
I think the event's only 2 days, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And dude, you have to be in a tax bracket that I probably will never reach. Because,
But
bro, if you're gonna go out to Saudi Arabia and you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna spend a couple nights and like have fun around there, have fun.
yeah, dude,
I'm
going to
like,
Saudi
dude,
for 2 days. Imagine just they're going to Saudi for a weekend and coming back.
oh my
Like, damn.
god. Yeah. Where were you? Oh, I was just in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, for the
Bro.
weekend. Okay.
Yeah, it's
um,
nuts.
but yeah, no, I'm excited for it overall. Like, it'll be interesting to see just because it's different than what we're used to seeing with the CDL because we don't even know what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's better. So then they come back and they're like, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
This. And then after that, roster mania. There's gonna be like some roster mania. So we'll see.
Yeah, bro. I mean, dude, the CDL, like again, CDL's over right now. Like, and then they've got that World Cup, and then that's it. So they just got to make the most of it, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, it's nuts, bro. Like they're over there doing that, getting ready for the World Cup, and we're over here just playing small map mosh pit, bro.
Dude, yeah.
I'm
Lucky
like, dude,
them.
we are not playing the same game. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
right. Yeah.
load up to me in one of those maps, bro. I'll cook you.
Dude, you and I are on a different grind.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you too, like just because what's been going on in COD right now, like shifting off of all that stuff. This is a big thing that's been talked about the past couple of days, is because Call of Duty just got put out on the Xbox Game Pass, which we talked about this a few episodes ago, and I think this is inevitably where COD should be going, and I think it is the right move. There's been some problems with this that people are trying to connect with the release of it on Game Pass, which is the amount of hackers. Um, I have not seen this. I haven't. I mean, granted, this whole season now, I have not touched ranked at all. But people who have been playing Warzone and playing Warzone ranked and multiplayer ranked have been saying it's like the worst it's been, and people are contributing it to this because since the game is free, people are just going on to Xbox and getting this, and then just getting hacking on the game because they don't have to
Mhm.
pay anything for it.
Mhm.
I did not see this as a possibility, and now that I have, it just makes me hate people even
Even
more.
more. Yeah. This is the thing. It is free technically. It's free to hack on every Call of Duty now that's on Game Pass for them. They're still paying money to get Game Pass, whatever the monthly subscription is. But the fact that someone, like, not just someone, a bunch of people are out there that like, I'm gonna go pay whatever the $15 a month for Game Pass and download all these Call of Duties and just hack on them to ruin other people's days. You're a loser. You're like,
Dude,
what? You're
I
spending your money, your own money, to ruin other people's days on ranked. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing here?
no, seriously. I mean, get your shit together. Like, get your
Yeah.
priorities if you're doing this. Again, I didn't even think of this as a possibility. I just thought of this as all good. I'm like, yeah, this is great. People get to go and play the game. There's gonna be more people playing it,
Mhm.
and then people are like, oh yeah, more people are playing it. All right, but it's not the people that you want playing it because they
Mhm.
just go and I'm sure they put multiple accounts and like different emails, etc., just so they can. If they get banned, they're like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna go make another one,
Mhm.
pay it, and then keep doing it. Um, I it's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Why we gotta ruin a good thing?
Yeah. Like, I would have never thought that either. Just because, again, like, not constantly thinking about hackers. Like, what? You really have nothing else to do.
Right.
Like, this is
Yeah.
what you want to do, just hack and ranked. and then
Yeah,
then play it off like you're not hacking and you're really good. It's
right.
like,
That's the
dude,
worst.
give me Black Ops 6 now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, well, this is part of what I was gonna say. Like, kind of like last thing on the whole thing is because like people were saying this initially that this was the problem that it came out on here, and then afterwards it came out they were saying that while it was more related to the Ricochet anti-cheat, which if people don't know what that is by this point, that's like the main anti-cheat that's used in all of MW3. I think it's used across all, like in Warzone as well, if I'm
mhm,
not mistaken. um and they said there was some issue with that, like there was a problem, and then that's why there was such an influx of them, but now they've fixed the problem, so it's
mhm,
dialed down. um and then this just gives me cause for reflection. I'm like, man, people have been bitching about hacking in this game in particular like since its inception. And I'm
mhm.
like, was this Ricochet anti-cheat, has it really even been that good, or am I just
Yeah.
tweaking? Like, I don't really
Oh,
know.
this is the thing. Think they need to be more transparent and just like get the word out there that, look, there are a bunch of hackers because of this, instead of waiting to like solve the problem. Just announce it right away, which maybe they did. I didn't see it, but also like it just sucks. But I don't think it'll like hacking won't get any better because
Right.
I've seen like some stats of like Ricochet has banned a bunch of people, and we've talked about it before. But you ban 100,000, like 200,000, like spawn up, which is absurd. Like if you just think about that, all the fucking losers out there that just, oh, I'm banned, let me go and hack again. Go play like a single player game or something. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't see the point of it. I don't like to be like a downer all the time with it, but I think it is just a harsh reality. I mean, it's always going to be there. But is like Ricochet really being all that effective compared to other anti cheats? Because I swear to God, like I never hear of hacking as much, or didn't hear about it as much in the past. Maybe I wasn't really paying as much attention to it, but I just feel like with this COD, this has been a real issue people have been talking about all the time.
Mhm.
Um, and it just seems like at the end of the year, this becomes a thing. Like, now in ranked, I mean, I told you about that time I played ranked, and I mean, like now we're so low.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, you're playing in like silver lobbies and people are over here trying to hack on you. I'm like, bro, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, dude, you're so bad that you have to do this, you
Mhm.
know? And we never experienced that in the beginning of the game.
Mhm.
I'm like, so have they just kind of turned the dial down and they're not caring as much anymore?
Mhm.
Cause it's like, oh, Black Ops 6 is coming out. Who really cares anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
more
know.
people are just hacking.
It could be that too.
Yeah. Like it can go both ways. Yeah, dude. I mean, like ever since it went to PC, we've said it, like
Yeah.
hacking has just gotten worse. And I don't know why people hack. Couldn't give you a reason why, but it's just not cool. I don't
Bro,
just don't
they
do
need
it.
to make, how like we have the skill base, they need
Mhm.
to have the skill base be where all the normies play, like
Yeah,
all of us
yeah,
play together, and then they just like have all the fucking weirdo hacker
yeah.
losers
No,
who just all play each
this
other.
this is what they got to do. They need to be
Go lean in, bro.
they need to
Here's
be
what they gotta
harsh with
do.
this. You hack, your fucking PC or console's locked out.
Yeah,
Like
no, seriously.
you're never like you're never getting on that thing again. You have to buy a brand new one. I don't know how they do that, but that would be awesome if like Activision caught you cheating and they sent like a virus straight to your PC and it just like destroyed it or your console or something.
Bro,
And then you have to rebuy your whole console.
could you imagine how bullshit people would be?
They
I
deserve
love
it.
that
They
idea. I
deserve it.
think it's insane, but
Yeah.
but no, but people, but like it brings a point. Like people need to be held accountable.
Mhm.
That's the problem with like, and I'm not gonna go on a tirade here. That's the problem with so many people on this planet is they do stupid stuff. Like those people all know they're doing something wrong
Yeah.
that they shouldn't be doing. They all know that.
Yeah.
None of them were like, oh, what? I didn't know I was hacking. Like, You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it, so you need to pay a price. But again, they just get banned and they're like, oh, I don't care. I'm just going to go
Mhm.
and do this, you know? But yeah, if they had something where they send a guy to the house, no, no, no. What are you playing on? PlayStation? That's mine.
Yeah, no,
You know, like
or maybe that's like an
the
extreme.
FBI of
That'd be
Activision.
awesome. But or they could they send a ban to, like, if you're playing in ranked, right? Specifically ranked, and you're hacking, they ban that account and they lock you out of Call of Duty for the whole year. Like that the year of that COD.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, you can go and make another one, but you're locked out of that game. You have to go buy Call of Duty again on a different account. So now you're spending 70, $80 every time.
I
I
don't
mean,
hate that.
some people might do it, but if you're even trying to hack once on the game, I think that should be the 1 year ban, the cycle of that COD. Like, it's over for you.
And you know who would be complaining about this right now? Like what we're saying? The people who hack.
Yeah. I
Like
don't
everybody
understand
who,
why you should get a second chance. Because
yeah,
you're,
I
like you
don't
said,
either.
you're thinking, you're doing something wrong if you have to think about it. Like,
Right.
you're doing something wrong. So you should just get the most extreme punishment and just be banned from that game for the year.
Yeah. No, that would yeah, there just needs to be something where some of these, like, I hope that they're kids and not adults. That's why I was going to say some of these kids
Yeah.
get held accountable and realize that there's action to the consequences. Um
I just assume they're kids.
exactly, I
If
do too,
you're
you know.
yeah,
If you're over 20 and you're hacking, I mean, get,
yeah,
you
if you're
know,
if you're older than
seek
us, man,
seek help. Seek
dude, if
help.
you're in your 30s and you're
Put the phone
hacking,
number just below.
yeah, yeah,
Call this number.
yeah, like,
Stop.
man,
Get
you're
some help.
hacking against kids,
Yeah. No,
32-year-olds sitting on the couch.
they would need to come up with something like that. I mean, I
Mhm.
know, like, if people are listening, they'd think that's absolutely insane. I don't. I know
Mhm.
they would never do that,
Yeah, yeah,
but it would need to be something like that to really see a downtick in it,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And then, like, for the people listening, like, let us know if you think, is that actually insane? It is an insane concept. Like, it's nuts. But I do think it would stop a lot of people from hacking. It's
I I
effective.
I could say the only thing they would need to figure out, because I think it's a great idea, but the only thing they would need to figure out is the people, like, it's still a small percentage, but the people who accidentally get banned or
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
who get falsely banned,
Mhm,
um, they would need to have somebody, or like people who are actually really actively looking at these
mhm,
accusations, and then they see it and they're like, yeah, he's definitely hacking. Or, if they see like Scump playing and he gets reported for
mhm.
hacking, they're like, no, he's just God. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's not hacking. Because then they don't want people being like, dude, I don't use hacks. I don't
yeah.
cheat. I never have. And here I got banned. But then someone would be like, well, it doesn't say that though, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. There's no, like, real straight answer to do any of this stuff.
No.
That's a hard part. Man, just go back to console. My
Yeah.
God,
Well,
just
that's the
go
easy
back.
way,
Just go
you know?
back.
But yeah, dude, I mean, like, all this is stemming from, like you had said earlier, with the hacking and like with Ricochet, like them being transparent on this stuff, because I think sometimes, especially with like these big companies, it's always hard to get that out of them. I
Mhm.
mean, this was like relating to that. They were talking about the matchmaking system and that how like skill base is here to stay. Um, and they said like, oh, well, skill-based matchmaking has been in Call of Duty, since the inception. And I'm like, wait a minute
Mhm.
here. Like, that's some corporate level bullshit, like, I'm like, come on, don't twist the words like that. Um, so it's the same like that. And then relating to it too, they were talking about it because they said that the skill-based system, it's valuable. I quoted this because it's valuable to their elite players, saying if low and mid level players leave due to the skill issue, then the top players are left playing themselves anyway, then making your skill based matchmaking that everyone's complaining about. So they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we don't want to separate everybody. We want to have like, again, just going against what they're saying.
Yeah,
It,
yeah. They're essentially saying that you elite players are building the skill-based matchmaking anyways
right.
because you're pounding these players, these, like, normal players, and they're just going to leave anyway. So you're just going to get top players in your lobbies all the time. which is not true at all.
Bro, they think that you and me and the people listening are responsible for killing people's Call of Duty careers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bro, maybe a couple of people I've made them like turn the game off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, you really telling me that we're the reason why these people are stopped? Like, they don't play the game anymore? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. And we're not like, everyone has to go through that cycle. If you want to get good at a game, you're gonna get destroyed.
I'm still standing, Justin.
Yeah. Like,
we're still here.
You're gonna get destroyed. And also too, they're not taking into account the people that just stick into the game. Some people legit just don't get upset. Like, they'll go 9-36. They're like, that was a decent game for me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and if you're playing with a squad of people too, I mean, everyone gets mad at COD, but that whole reasoning is dumb. Like, come on, are you serious?
It's really flawed. I was surprised. I had to read it a couple of times. I'm like, is that really what they're kind of alluding to?
They're pointing it to us that we are the ones that created skill-based. So they just made it easier for us to play against elite players. I'm like, if we want to play elite players, we'll go into ranked. Like, that's where you want to be competitive.
Yeah, and what they should do then is put ranked out on day one.
Yeah.
If that's your problem, because early off in the game, we're over here just slamming people in public matches right when the game drops out and they quit. I'm like, well, why don't you just make a ranked playlist right at the beginning of the game so I don't ever load in? Yeah, so I don't run into pubs. I don't have to even face those people.
Mm-hmm.
So then they can just be in their own little world, of going 9-36 and being stoked about it. You know, if that's the issue.
Yeah, like I don't get it. That defeats the whole purpose of ranked. Like, that's what ranked is. It is skill based. So create that. Like, why?
Yeah. Now it's very dumb. I mean, I'm not surprised that skill based is going to stay.
Yeah.
Again, how that's the way I'm trying to think about this. How severe it is, and how they actually do it. I guess that's going to vary from COD to COD. So like with Black Ops 6, I'm assuming, of course, it's going to have skill based in it, but to what degree, I don't know. So it could be very mild, or it could be, that we're playing Esports World Cup players every single match. I'd be like, that would just make me realize I'm like, oh, I got to get real good.
Right.
Again, that's a personality thing, bro. If you're gonna quit because you get slammed in a game, I'm like, bro, you're gonna quit anyway. You know?
Exactly.
That's how I look at that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we've had our fair share of getting slammed in games, and here we are, 26, and we're still standing.
Yeah,
I'm like, now it's our turn.
Yeah, exactly. Where are the vets now?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we earned this.
Those are the people too that quit in single player games when it's like insanely hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the people, like I think about that like right now because people are playing Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the new wave. I see like Scumps playing it in Octane.
Everyone's back on it because of the DLC.
Yeah. And then the people who never even played the game because of the DLC, they're like, oh, dude, this game's actually good. But dude, the people who give up on those bosses, they're like, no, I'm done with this game. And they're actually done with it. I'm like, bruh, come on, man.
Just gotta if you're a completionist, those type of things, you're in it.
Yeah. Or like, in general, if you worry about that in games, then you probably should be more particular about the games you play.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Go play Lawnmower Simulator then. Go play that game. I can vouch. You can't rage at that game.
I don't get the people in COD that you're gonna get pounded. Pause. But you're gonna get destroyed in games. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not playing every day and actually trying to get better at the game, it just happens.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, Call of Duty is for like casual players. You, me, every person that listens to this podcast, we're all the casuals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's made for us.
Yeah.
There are different levels to casuals, but it is what it is.
Yeah, again, if you're not getting paid to play, then you're a casual.
Yeah, you're not like you're not even attempting to take it seriously at competitive level to the point where you're going to like tournaments and stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be people way better than you all the time.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, man, I mean, that's where it's at right now. Like I don't know. Again, that was just a weird thing that they said, and then with the whole thing with the hacking, I'm like, man, I'm over it. I'm just gonna be, again, I can't really control that stuff, so I'm just gonna be playing my season 5.
Yeah,
and trying to. I think was it 1050 we have to hit for it.
1050.
Yeah.
That won't. I mean, we're gonna hit it like we always do, and then we got one more season, and then we got Black Ops 6, dude. So, which is weird, and yeah, I'm excited to just get my setup together and like just be back to normal.
I know, dude.
Like I just want to sit and play.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like people maybe don't realize, but bro, you've been just so busy. Like this is like in all the time I've ever known you in my life, this is the most frantic and busiest you've ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, like you haven't played, like you have not played games as much.
Yeah.
Like you've just been, making huge purchases.
Yeah.
Doing like just all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's funny. I was texting our one of our friends a couple of days ago, because I guess we're gonna meet up sometime when he comes back home, and I was telling him that I was like, dude, Justin is just doing. He's like, bro, he's doing all this shit. He's like, it's crazy. I'm like, I know, dude. I was like, I can't wait for him to just chill out. He's like, dude, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just.
I'm like, I can't wait. You're gonna have that day. We're gonna be over, and you're gonna have your feet up, and I'm like, finally. Dude.
Yeah. It's just, dude, adult stuff. It just catches up to you. Especially when you try to do everything at once. Because I've told you like my plan.
Yeah.
And it's worked out, but it's just I'm trying to do everything.
It didn't quite work out in the sense of like you wish you could have gotten a car a little bit later.
Oh yeah, you know? I got a car a month earlier than I expected, but
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's not that bad then.
Yeah. I was supposed to get one by September.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a month earlier.
I was thinking like last thing. Well, we could end this anyway, but I was saying it's like, didn't you want to have your house all set up and like good to go, and then you go and start looking for a car? Was that part of your plan or no?
I mean, like I wanted it somewhat together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't happen. I just needed to get all this stuff done.
And you needed a car.
Yeah. Don't ever get to the point where you need a car, because it sucks. Because when you need a car, your like back is up against a wall, and you have to go get one.
Right.
And
it's
just
not
takes
as
time.
enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, the process itself, you can make it enjoyable if you want, but what I've learned is things take a lot longer than you expect. But so I'll leave it at that.
I was going to say that's a good way to end it. Yeah.
But there you go. Yeah. If you're on YouTube and you're watching us, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating because it does help us out a ton. I know right now it is a slow time for us in terms of news and whatnot, because competitive has finished, so everyone else is like on the decline.
Right.
Or this way in the camera.
Yeah.
But I mean, Black Ops 6 is going to be coming out soon. We're going to be getting a lot of news, I'd imagine, in the next couple months. So,
and then we've also got the beta coming up too, like alpha and beta stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot coming up as well. So CDL's done, which is sad, but we can fill that void for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And leave some topics down below in the comment section of YouTube or Spotify if you want us to talk about something, since it is like a down period of COD right now going into the new game. And yeah, we're also on Twitter. Join the COD Casuals community. I need to share that and just make that more public, because we're on X all the time. So you guys join the community. We can just chat about Call of Duty, honestly, anything. Ask us questions, whatever you want. But yeah, make sure to go join that. I'll leave it in the description of YouTube. And like it in Spotify too. But yeah. And then we're also on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, we chop it up over there and post it there. I think that's it.
That's it, bro.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. This has been episode 181 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.